Hello everyone. So today we will be discussing about the topic cell. Right? Here I have already drawn an animal cell and a plant cell. So we will be discussing about the topic of cell. What are these cell and what do you understand by the definition of the cell? So see students, if we see that the cell, if you go through the definition, you will find that cell is the structural and functional unit of a body. Now we are in the 21st century and whatever we will be studying based on practical examples, right? Now coming on to the practical examples, first let us understand what is the structural unit means. What does this particular structural unit means? Suppose we are taking an example of our own house. We all stay in a house. We are taking the example of our house. Now see, my dear students, you will find that our house, if we go into the depth, we will see that it is the bricks which makes our entire house. So bricks are arranged in a pattern and they forms a particular wall. Now these four walls or three walls, it gets connected and it forms a particular room. Now several rooms are connected in a planned wise and it forms the structure of our house, right? So the same thing happen for the organism, for the living organism. If we see our living organism, we will find that whatever be or whatever the shape of an organism. For example, we are taking human. Okay, for us, suppose we have a particular unique physique and shape. Now this entire thing is also being the outcome of the cells which are arranged one after another. Clear? Now coming to the function. What is the function? Functional unit. What does that mean? Going to the functional unit, we will see that our body, suppose I am taking the example of humans. Suppose we are humans, so what do? We inhale, that is we respire. We have our particular digestive system. We have our excretory system, right? So let's take us these three examples: respiratory system, digestive system and excretory system. So if we see that these cells are made up of several tiny organisms or several tiny organs, okay, which is known as organelle. Okay, which is known as organelle. So what is this particular organelle? Just like, I am repeating, just like we have our organs, just like that the cells have their own organs, which is known as organelle. Cell is very small. Okay, coming to the size of cell is very small or it can be very big as well. But in a general, the cells cannot be seen via our naked eyes. So what happens? We will find that these cells together, these particular cells are together forming tissue. Now this tissue in a bundle, it forms organ and these organs forms organ system. As a result, several other organ system forms this particular organism. So we will see that cells are the tiny, they are very tiny, okay, and we cannot see via our naked eye. If we take an example, suppose our face, it consists of millions and millions of cells. Okay, 1 cubic centimeter contains around 2 to 3 millions of cells. So you can imagine how small they are and they can only be visible under complex and compound microscopes. Clear? Now we will see that I have drawn here one animal cell and one plant cell. Okay, so just look into it. What do you understand by this animal cell and plant cell? See, you will find that though the structure is a little bit different, but the organism or the organelle, these are all same here, save except 2-3 things. What? You will find that chloroplast is only present in plant cell, but in animal cell chloroplast is not present. In case of plant cell, the vacuoles is very big, but in animal cell it is very small. Next one, plant cell have a double layer of membrane, okay, which is known as cell wall. But in animal cell, no cell wall is found. Also the shape, if you see, you will find that this particular plant cell have a rigid type of cell, a rigid rectangular shape that I have drawn. But here in case of this, the rigidness of the shape is not present here, right? It is not present here. We will find that plant have a unique rigid system or a unique rigid structure. See, we have seen the plants, it is standing in front of our house. But while coming to animal cell, see, we have the property of squeezing. Suppose this is my hand and I am squeezing it, so it is getting squeezed, right? But in plant, if you try to squeeze that, will it get squeezed? No. That is the reason of the plant cell having a particular cell wall for extra protection, but animal cell does not have this particular cell wall. Now coming into the organelle, we have Golgi body. So these are the organelle. Okay, Golgi body, ribosome, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondrion, plural is mitochondria, cytoplasm. Then we have vacuole, plasma membrane, centriole, endoplasmic reticulum, nuclear membrane, nucleus, nucleolus, mitochondrion, vacuole, chloroplast. The cell wall I've already said, plasma membrane. So here we have only plasma membrane. Okay, here we have only plasma membrane, and here we have plasma membrane is on the inner side and cell wall is on the outer side. Also, there are some space, see, some space in case of plant cell, which is known as pits. Okay, this gapping part is known as pits, and we have Strauss granules, right? So if we look into this, we will see a clear difference between animal cell and plant cell, right? Now I hope that you have understood this chapter of cell, or a generalized topic of cell, what this cell is, how it is made up of, what is known as structural and functional unit of the body. And also one more thing, that is cell, it is not that we organisms are suppose alive for 60 years, 70 years, so one of the cell will remain alive for 60, 70 years. No, cells continuously get died and are replaced. Okay, so it depends on which type of cell and how it is, which type of cell is replacing and which type of cell dies first and which one stays for a suppose 2 years, 3 years. I hope that you have liked this particular cell, you have understood, especially you have understood what this animal cell, plant cell, what is cell and how is organism made up of. So thank you.